guys, Mega Geek, back with another video. First thing I want to say in this video, you guys, some of you may have seen a video go up prior to this one, and it was talking about Earthquake and how there was a bug and how it wasn't working on the Raycore set, and then I previously went in and started talking about the buff from here. Well, the problem is, as you guys pointed out, I'm an idiot. This is the Might of the Earth set, and the patch says the Legacy of Raycore set. So yes, I'm an idiot. When they said earthquake damage and earthquake buff, I just immediately thought of the Might of the Earth, because Raycore's doesn't directly buff earthquake. But then I got to thinking about it after you guys brought up my my stupidness or whatever. Raycore's buffs your next, the 6-piece. Each use of Furious Charge increases the damage of your next Fury spending attack by 750%. So that's those stacks that you get when charging around and then when you dump them. So it's that it wasn't working. The stacks of Furious Charge buff when expelled weren't actually buffing Earthquake. So if you happen to have Earthquake when you're running a Legacy of Raycore's set, then that is what was getting fixed, not the other one. And yes, I did take that video down. It had some other discussion stuff in it, which we'll go over here. I took the video down because it was false information, and I don't want to mislead you guys in any way. If I put something out and you guys let me know and it's false or I'm wrong or whatever, you know, I'll probably take it down and then put up a response video telling you why and what happened. But anyway, so that's the buff. Might of the Earth apparently hasn't changed. Yeah, so disregard that. Now, some other things happening in the patch. We're not going to go over everything. There's even more here, or more than shows here. For instance, Seismic Slam is getting a change. The Rumble Rune, more specifically, is getting a change. And it will now consume all remaining Fury to increase the rune's the damage over time component by 15% weapon damage per point of Fury spent. So it's essentially the same as Ancient Spear Boulder Toss. It's going to allow you to dump your Fury. I assume it's going to work the same as Boulder Toss as well, where you still spend the 25 and then it doesn't start counting the bonus until after the 25. So here it's going to cost 30 Fury, and then I assume it's going to be the 230% plus another 15% on top of that for each point of Fury you have. So that's really nice when it comes to the Earthen Might, or Might of the Earth build, the Leapquake build, if you like the Seismic Slam version better. That's a nice change. And then a couple other things that are really interesting that I'm more interested in are the Primal Ancients. The Legendary and set items will now have a chance to roll as Primal Ancients. We've probably all seen this by now. Basically, a Primal Ancient is to an Ancient what an Ancient is to a normal Legendary. So I think the chance for an item to roll Primal Ancient is very, very rare. It's like the difference between rolling an Ancient and a just regular Legendary. And I think the bonus stats are 30%. I've heard a bunch of different people say, you know, 20%, 25%, 30%. I haven't seen the actual numbers yet. I've looked all around, so I don't know if there are actual numbers yet, but I think it's around 30% better. So these items are much more rare, as we said, but when they roll, they will have perfect Ancient level stats on all like including the item's legendary power. So take for example a Skull Grasp or something. That will always roll increase the damage of Whirlwind 300% when you have the actual ring. So I actually have a couple of them in here. So if this were to be an ancient legendary, or if this were to be a primal ancient rather, then that would be 300% automatically, not 270, nothing lower. So that's really nice. Primal Ancients will only begin dropping after a character on the player's account has reached Greater Rift 70 solo. The way that reads is it unlocks their ability to drop after Greater Rift level 70, so you don't necessarily have to run Greater Rifts to drop them. You just have to run a Rift level 70 solo to unlock them, and then supposedly, I guess they'll start dropping in regular rifts and you know, maybe bounties, I guess, depending on you know, how high you have the difficulty set up. I don't know. So yeah, that's my take on that. That's kind of what I'm reading into it. Of course, there's separate unlocks for hardcore characters and seasonal and non-seasonal characters. And of course, they're going to be tailored to your class, like most items are now, since it has been since the auction house has been gone. So a barbarian will more than likely drop something with strength on it, a wizard with intelligence, so on and so forth. Primal Ancients will salvage into 15 Forgotten Souls. Ancient items will now salvage into 3 Forgotten Souls, which is kind of nice, especially for newer accounts or seasonal accounts. Non-seasonal stuff, I don't know if it'll really make a difference, because if you're like me, you've got just so many of these you don't know what to do with. And then some class-specific changes. Nothing that really excites me too much there. You guys can read up on those later. And then this is pretty exciting, though. The Greater Rift changes. Several quality of life changes have been made. Don't really know what that means. I guess it just means maybe density is going to be better, or other things. I don't really know. But the frequency of tile sets in Greater Rifts has been adjusted. Caves, Keep Deaths, and Zoltan Kuhl's archives will appear less often, thankfully, because those aren't that great. Stinging Winds, Festering Woods, and Pandemonium, along with Tristram Cathedral, Ariat Crater, and Realm of the Banished, Realm of the Banished, will appear more often. That's great, especially for these three. These three really, generally, when you get these floors, you get pretty excited, because a lot of times they have really good density, and especially if they have a shrine or two on them, that's great. Flooded Causeway and West Marsh locations will no longer appear on the first floor of Greater Rifts. That's great. That way you don't get surrounded instantly, more or less. When I'm playing my Whirlwind Barbarian, it's not a big deal because he tanks everything and heals up. But when I'm playing something like my Monk or my Witch Doctor, getting rushed is really, really annoying. Also, the number of spear-throwing goatmen and skeleton archers that appear has been reduced in certain enemy populations. That's great. However, there are a couple other ranged mobs that need some looking into too. What are they? The caster guys that throw the fireballs at you. Those guys hurt like mad, just like the spear-throwing goatmen, and sometimes they can just spawn out of control as well. Whatever those little porcupine guys are that throw things, those guys can do that too. So hopefully it's all ranged things and not just these two, but this is a start either way. And then also fixed an issue that caused a specific enemy population of Triune cultists in Greater Rifts to spawn the wrong ratio of minions. So overall, Greater Rifts are looking better, maybe not perfect. We won't know until we actually get to see what they're doing. I do have a PTR account, but I don't have anything leveled up on there really to play this, so check out other people's videos to see that kind of stuff. But this has kind of been an overview of these things, and I definitely wanted to clear up the confusion where I was wrong about this. It is the Legacy of Raykor set that's not buffing earthquake damage. It has nothing to do with the Might of the Earth set. So anyways, guys, if you liked the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Thank you guys for letting me know how wrong I was in the other video. Sometimes it happens. Your mind automatically gets on something, and and you're not even thinking about what you're saying. But if you like the video, leave a like and a comment down below. And subscribe, guys, if you want to see more. Let me know what your thoughts are on the stuff we've discussed today. Take care, guys.